Well, hi, Emmanuel Faith. My name's Ryan Paulson, and I'm the lead pastor here. And just want to say, really grateful that you're in a life group. This last Sunday, we wrapped up our series that we've called Satisfied as we've explored Psalm 23. And my hope is that as we transition into a new series, that this psalm just continues to resonate in your soul, that you view God as your shepherd, that you remember his provision towards you, that he prepares a table before you in the presence of your enemies, he anoints your head with oil and your cup overflows. And then this last week, we talked about this reality shifting declaration that David made. Surely goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. We said that there were these two Hebrew words that David used in that portion of the psalm. Goodness, which is the Hebrew word tov, and mercy, which is this Hebrew word hesed. And we talked about the fact that tov is on the first pages of the Bible, that God creates and he says it's tov, it's good. And 7 times in that initial Genesis 1 poem, he says it's good. And then the hesed, many rabbis argued that hesed is the central theme of the entire narrative of Scripture. God's loving, committed, covenantal kindness to his people. And what David said is that those things follow him, tov and hesed follow him everywhere he goes. Sort of like a lion or a cheetah hunting its prey. Tov and hesed are behind every bend, in the good seasons of life, in the dark seasons of life, on the mountaintops and in the valleys. Tov and hesed are there. And so we made the point this Sunday that seeing God in the world changes the world that you see. And that the world that you see shapes the life that you live. And so I talked about a number of shifts that start to happen in our own life when we start to see tov and hesed around every bend. That it shapes us from being people of distraction to being people of awareness. God, you're in this moment. You're here. That we, instead of seeing a world of scarcity, we start to see a world of abundance, and that God is present, and that God is at work, and that God is moving. And that instead of living in disappointment because of God's provision, because of God's sovereignty, we get launched into destiny. That's why David says, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So as you discuss with your group this evening, I hope you have a great discussion, number one. But I would love to encourage you to talk about the ways that you've seen tov and hesed, mercy and goodness, surround you, hunt you. And maybe talk about, if you're willing to share, talk about how you've seen tov and hesed in some of the darker moments of life, how God's love and mercy were present even there. Hey, I'm praying for you. I love you. I hope you have a great discussion with your life group. I'm glad you're investing your life with other people. And remember that God is your good shepherd still. Have a great time.